Anthony Joshua made a comeback, sold out the O2 Arena, fought Robert Helenius. Helenius has previously been knocked out by Deontay Wilder in the first round. Helenius fought a week before the fight, on a local club show, and they still had him come up and fight Wilder. Had him come up and fight AJ. Now, what concerns me here is AJ's body language, his demeanor coming into the fight. If you saw when they squared up, he was very chatty, and he was almost like trying to assert his authority on Robert and saying to him, "What? Why are you looking at me like that for? Why this? Why that?" Like, he's looking to pick a fight, almost like he's demanding that respect. I've never really seen him do that before, and I've watched all his fights, and I followed him closely. Ever since his loss to Andy Ruiz in Madison Square Garden, the American homecoming or the American launch, he's never been the same.
Yeah, well,
never been the same.
Yeah, a couple things is that one, this fight, as a fan of the sport, that matchup when the deal fell apart with who was supposed to fight?
Dylan White.
Right, Dylan. Yeah, so Dylan White has his issue. It falls apart. There's no way that this fight gets sanctioned in the United States. There's no way that Helenius could fight a week before and then step into the ring with a fighter of Joshua's caliber. Right. Two, don't tell me that there weren't better options for them. I know personally one of our clients is Michael Hunter. Michael was sparring with him in Las Vegas. Michael Hunter would have been a better matchup for that fight. But again, Joshua doesn't want to fight his sparring partner because obviously he was training with him and knows all of his secrets. There are other, Usyk is not available at the time. Certainly Tyson Fury is not interested in this fight right now. The heavyweight, division, there, Bacoli and Martin and there's a few others, Herkovich. There's a few guys out there that at the end of the day, if I'm the commissioner of this league, give me a better fight than that. And that's no deference to Robert Helenius for being gutsy enough to step in the ring. I guess, I'll take that paycheck too. But I think more of the fighter safety issue that was totally ignored in the interest of a payday. Obviously a sold out arena. Joshua was very popular over there. But at the end of the day, get him a better fight than that. Better competition. But to your point, he hasn't been the same fighter. And look, getting knocked out, getting beat when you're not supposed to get beat. Yes, he turned around and beat Ruiz in the Saudi desert. In the rematch. Give Andy Ruiz the shot again. Maybe just solidify your legacy and break the tie.
Dangerous. It's too dangerous.
Well, to your point, but
never going to happen.
This is why we love Dana White. I know, and the UFC finds its way into our show every damn week. But this is why we love Dana White. Dana White would have had the next guy up ready to go, and he doesn't care that you want to be undefeated or that this is a tough fight. This is the business, and this is what sells tickets, and this is how we roll. I would say I would have loved to have seen Michael Hunter get that shot, but I knew that wasn't going to happen given that he was a sparring partner. But Michael Hunter was the number one ranked, contender December a year ago. And Huey Fury canceled out on him twice, cost him his ranking. And now these guys won't duck him because they know he's too good. But they also say, well, it doesn't do me any good because he's not ranked anymore. Well, promise me, Michael Hunter is fighting tonight in the team boxing league, and he will be ranked as soon as he gets anybody to step in the ring with him, because he will knock them out, and he will be back on the track. And so that's my Michael Hunter plug for the night. But boxing is in peril. The heavyweight division is in a little bit of disarray, and I want to see Joshua get back. I mean, we need him. We need Wilder. Fury needs someone to
Motivating.
put him on his ass
Yeah.
and beat him. And not because I don't like him. I just like competition because I want to see Tyson. I love Tyson Fury when he's motivated. He's a fantastic fighter. And look, he beat Joshua. He beat Joshua. He's beaten Wilder, unquestionable. But at some point, I want to see him. I want to see someone knock him out. I want to see him get beat, and I want to see him then come back because that's what sport is, competition. And I don't want to see someone go 50-0 and dodge all the great fighters in their prime and then fight them when they're past their prime and go, oh, see, I fought everybody. So no, you didn't. You didn't fight like Hagler, Hearns, Duran, and Sugar Ray Leonard did in the 80s. That was just a round robin. It was like which guy was up next, and that's what made the sport great. And we need more of that. And I think this fight just kind of gave us a little bit of a letdown. And to your point, Anthony Joshua was trying to psych himself up for this fight. When is the last time you saw Mike Tyson have to psych himself up for a fight? He got psyched up for tomato cans. He came out serious. He was ready to go. Joshua was
they had to calm him down.
Yeah, they had to calm him down. So
yeah, that's calm down.
Hopefully we'll see. I want to see the sport grow, and we're seeing some of those fights happen at the lower weight classes. Maybe at the end of the day, I would have rather seen Jake Paul in the ring with Joshua than
it was a very bad mismatch, and one that also astonished me is that Derek Chisora is still fighting. He fought Gerald Washington on the semi-main event, and as the semi-main event, and honestly, he struggled. I get it. There's a lot of money. He sells a lot of tickets in London, especially at the O2. He's known that he can draw a crowd, but there's got to be a time when we say enough's enough. Go do something. Please stop doing unwarranted. Try mine, and it's
well, yeah. I mean, that's again, I'll reiterate that safety and quality of the competition is something that is one of those things that boxing in general has an integrity issue on, and moving forward, I would love to see a little bit more unification, a little bit more consideration on the fighters, and as the consumer, I want to see a good fight. I mean, I don't think Joshua needed a tune up from a guy that played, that fought, a week before. It's a physical, demanding sport, and it's a dangerous sport, and I don't want to see any fighter put his life on the line for a paycheck. As promoters and managers and certainly stewards of the sport, I think that was some gross negligence. And at the end of the day, thankful that Helenas got out of it. But I mean, he took some nasty hits in that 7th round, and
it was gone.
And then it was gone. I mean, at the end of the day, he's like, okay, finished. I feel I've worked enough tonight. I'm out.
A fight that magnitude, what do you think it would generate in terms of advertising and sponsorship? That's something that's of interest.
Well, I think a lot of that was already pre-sold, based on the fact that it was going to be Dylan White, and when Dylan White, failed his drug test or whatever the reason was.
The saga was, yeah.
That tickets were sold and sponsorship and media deals, and the last thing that was really there was probably pay-per-view, and canceling the fight was not an option. So it was just a matter of finding a warm body, and again, I go back to there was a lot of other available fighters that if not at his stature, more importantly, were fresher, maybe give him a better better test for 5 rounds at least, as opposed to Helena's putting himself on the line for 7 rounds and potentially getting injured.
Yeah,
That's just one of those things for me that
just doesn't
I
work.
wish sometimes you got to protect warriors from themselves.